Hi, today I'm going to discuss the symptoms of human coronavirus infection. And that is very important because if we know the symptoms and also how to take precaution measures to prevent it from developing into very serious situations. Before we're going to discuss these symptoms, we have looked at cases of coronavirus infection in this epidemic. As of February 19, and a total 69,269 cases, and total death is 1,669. And look at the graph, it's more clear that both the cases and the total death continue increase, and it looks like that we can see the drop of these two parameters. So that's what we may need waiting for 1 or 2 more weeks to see the total case of drop. And another very important criteria when look at is the new cases. That's very important, and which the new cases actually kind of a trend looks like reached the plateau, and you can see that. Of course, this is the high number is due to this change of diagnostic criteria, and to include all this clinically diagnosed case in this case. I guess this is a cumulative of all the period. So this kind of this number is kind of deceiving. So start from here, from 5,000 and drop 2,000, and here is just little bit over 2,000. So it's a good sign that every day the new cases is reduced, and that means that this preventive measure is really working. And I think we see the light at the end of the tunnel. I sincerely wish that the new cases were going to drop to the baseline, just like 1 or 2 cases, so people can be free to do whatever they can. And before we go into look at the symptoms, we need to see these different cases of different kind of human coronavirus. And that as far as we know that right now there are 7 different kinds of human coronavirus. And the first 4 viruses actually cause some common cold. And this is most people have common cold, and more than 100 viruses can cause common cold. But common cold is just self-limited diseases, so we just need to take many more precautions to the common cold. However, this last 3 viruses which have evolved from this coronavirus, but they adapted to human and also gain the capacity to replicate in the human lungs, thus cause more serious diseases. And the focus today is COVID-19. Of course, this virus have the potential to cause common cold, but also it gains capacity to replicate in the lungs. So and this virus may cause 3 different stages in terms of symptoms. So it can cause early stage, middle stage, and later stage. Of course, early stage just like flu-like or common cold-like symptoms. And in that stage, the virus just replicate in the upper respiratory tract, like low, short sinuses and larynx. And the main cause mild coughing, sore throat, runny nose, sneezing, and headache, and moderate fever. As mentioned on this common cold, we have immunity against the virus, and the case will stop there. But for this new virus, the Wuhan virus or COVID-19, in some of the patients, they can continue to replicate from upper respiratory to the lower respiratory tract. So this signs that you see that patients have shortness of breath, the indication that the virus may replicate in the lung, and which this stage, that is a very serious sign. That means sign of the pneumonia. And as this early sign develops further to the later stage and cause severe lung infection, and that will cause respiratory failure, and that may cause very serious outcome. And some people cannot recover from such kind of illness and cause death. Let's have a look more specific the symptoms, how the symptoms looks like. As mentioned, common cold stage or early stage, and the virus is replicated locally, or they only replicate in the upper respiratory tract. So they replicate in the lungs and cause symptoms, sneeze, and also cause watery secretion, and also if they replicate in the throat and cause cough and sore throat, and because in this stage the virus may be also replicated in sinus and cause sinusitis. So that will indicate some stage of headache. Of course, and the helminth body will mobilize immune cells against this virus, that may cause fever. And we know fever is a good sign that our system is mobilized against this virus invasion and try to destroy this virus. As I mentioned, that this three virus, Middle East respiratory syndrome and SARS and this COVID-19, they gain capacity to replicate not only in the upper respiratory tract, but also have the capacity to move the virus from up to a lower respiratory tract. So they cause pneumonia and cause a very serious outcome. So in the normal situation, our lung is very clear, and because it's full of oxygen, and where the lung is expanded, there's oxygen there, and occasionally you see some shadow, and it's just because in this area there's some blood vessels overlap with lung. This is a normal situation, and here's some vessels, and here's the heart. And when you have this infection in the lung, and the lung becomes a complete white because they have inflammation. So this no oxygen cannot get into the lungs, and that will cause respiratory failure. And some patients cannot survive this stage, and then the consequence of this is to cause patient death, because in the lungs and no any oxygen can be absorbed, so the entire human body needs oxygen to make our body have a function. And with respiratory failure, and then it fails to provide oxygen, and so this is clear that we know the symptom is very clearly at this stage in this environment when any one of us have signs of early flu-like symptoms or common cold-like symptoms. You need to pay very special attention to your case. Try to take some measures and make sure that you should control this infection on the upper respiratory tract, and you need to have a measure to prevent this virus from further travel down to the lung and cause pneumonia, and also very serious outcome from this infection. And I hope you now know that the symptoms of coronavirus infection, and try your best to prevent this virus from travel down from upper respiratory tract to lower respiratory tract, so you make sure to have function, non-function, and that will keep you healthy and to effectively against this virus infection. And that's it for today, and thank you. And I wish you to see you in my next video.